Okay, so once you open up your hot tub, on the inside you'll find a jet in the front or maybe in the step area, and it'll have a hose that is looped like this one right here. This one had a plug in the end which I cut off. I'm actually going to cut it up a little bit higher and put a new piece in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the new ozone that you received and you're going to mount it somewhere in here in the cabinet. I'm going to end up putting this one right here with a couple screws, one there and one in the bottom, and then the cord ends up getting plugged into the pack, okay, which is right here. This is the cord. It's already plugged in. I plugged it in. If you look at the cut inside of your cover, it has a schematic in there and it shows you which plug is for the ozone. So once we get that figured out, we're going to plug that in. We'll take a couple of screws out right here, open up a space where we can run the wire through and then reclamp it to hold it. That's your strain relief for your cord. Once we get that hooked up and plugged in up here, we're going to then take and put in a check valve, which I'll install and show you what it looks like once it's installed, and we'll connect it to the end of the ozone. By the ozone, you'll get, depending on which model, this one comes with a check valve. Some of them come with a check valve already installed, so you won't need this. You'll just have to cut the end of the hose off with the plug in it and slip that on, and then that will, then you'll just slip that directly onto the side of the ozone, okay? On this one here, we're gonna put a piece of hose in here, put that check valve, another piece of hose, and plug that into the side of the ozonator, which I've mounted right there. It does not have to go there in your hot tub. You can put it wherever you would like in your hot tub. I just prefer to put it up in the air. If you've got a brace like this, you can scrape the foam off, screw it on there. It can go flat on the bottom if you have space, if that's the only space you have for it. But that's where your ozone will go. One thing, if you're installing a check valve, you want to make sure that you put it on the correct way. You want the air, the ozone to flow through it and into the tub. So if you take it and you blow on the end of it, you should be able to get air to flow through it. That is the end that goes towards the ozonator. When I install this into a line, I glue the end right here by the check valve, and I glue the end where it goes into the hose up there. I do not glue the other end or the part that goes on to the ozonator. It should not be an issue with leaking or anything between the check valve and the 3 loops that you have. So as you can see now, we come out of the loops, we go to the black hose. That one is glued. That connection is glued. This one and the one on the side is not glued. Okay? So that ozone is now installed. If you'd like, you can take a zip tie. You can tie your line up, your power line, after you get it through the side of your pack. I haven't done it on this one. This spa actually does not get it. We're just using it as an example. But then your ozone at this point would be installed and operational. Some ozones come with a check valve built in, like this one here, in which case you'll just take that small black line that's already in there, maybe clear depending on how old your spa is. You'll cut the plug off and just slip that right on the end of that, and you should be good to go. Again, you just plug that wire, the end of the wire, into the pack where it says ozone goes.